Oh my God, I'm tripping right now. Did Michael Jamal Warner just pass away? I'm tripping right now. Somebody probably called me right now about it. Yeah, that's one of my friends called me about it. Michael Jamal Warner just passed away, man. I'm tripping. Oh man, 54. What is going on? I just did a funeral the other day. I don't know what Malcolm passed away from. When I say did a funeral, I do videography and photography. And this particular woman wanted pictures of the reception of her son who just passed away. And he was 53. He had a heart attack, passed away. Boom, gone. 53. What? It's something, dude. I hate to say it. I think we fucked up by, I don't want to say it because YouTube be tripping. I think we messed up by taking that in 2020. I'm thinking, I don't know whether Malcolm did. I don't know what Malcolm passed away from. This is hurt. This is bothering me because I met Malcolm. I'm out here in LA. I met Malcolm Jamal Warner. At the time, there was a homegirl of mine who was friends with him, and it was at a jazz club, and I guess he was performing at he does music too, and he was friends with this girl that I was cool with, and she invited me to go to this particular jazz. I lost contact with her too. I think she had moved in New York. But she was friends with Michael Jamal Warner, and through her, I met Malcolm. He's real. Hey, what's up, brother? I'm a big fan of the show. Oh man, so I appreciate that. I said, man, I grew up with you, man. He's doing, bro. I appreciate that, bro. Really nice. It was briefly, but I met him. Really nice, nice man. And you could tell Michael Jamal Warner was genuinely a nice guy. There's people just calling me off the hook about it. Yeah, people call me about this stuff, man. I'm tripping. Like Michael Jamal Warner passed away. Yeah, like I say, I met him. Really nice man. It was a jazz club, and I don't think that jazz club is even there no more. That was like maybe, damn. His mom is still living. I know that much. I know his mom is devastated. She seems like she's very, I've seen interviews of her. You tell she's very black conscious. That's why his name is Malcolm. He's named after Malcolm X. A lot of people think that Malcolm Jamal Warner is from New York. Because he filmed the Cosby Show when he was a kid in New York. It was set in New York. I always thought he was from New York. He's actually from, I think he's from Compton. Or let me see. Okay, I stand corrected. Malcolm Jamal Warner was born in New Jersey, but his family moved to L.A. Compton, and in South Central. So he was raised as a child in L.A. Then he got the Cosby Show when he was about 13, 12 or 13. Then he moved to New York for the show. So I just looked that up. And just got this in. My friend just text me because he called me. The friend called me. He just texted me and said that Malcolm Jamal Warner actually didn't die of a heart attack or anything like that. He wasn't sick. He was actually on a family vacation, and he drowned. I guess he drowned. He went for a swim and he drowned. That's how he passed away. So it was an accidental death. It wasn't like he just like had a heart attack and just, dropped. Because I don't know. I mean, I guess he was a lot younger when I met him like 10, 15 years ago. But Michael Jamal Warner always seemed like he always kept himself in shape. You know what I'm saying? Or he didn't seem like he ate bad and stuff like that. But apparently my friend just texted me. He said, nah, Malcolm he was with his family on family vacation. It didn't say exactly where, but he was on a family trip and he ended up drowning doing a family trip. So that's what ended up happening to Malcolm. Damn. Oh man, it's I didn't really know him. Like I said, I met him. I didn't know him, but you feel like you know these people because you grow. Cosby Show was one of the most beloved shows in the world. Like, Malcolm Jamal Warner is around the same age as my sister. My sister's about 50, 55, 56. So, she that was, what I'm saying, Denise and Theo, those were all her age group, back in the 80s when Cosby Show was on. I related to people like Rudy, because me and Rudy are around the same age. I was around Rudy's. I might have been a little bit younger than Rudy when that show first came out. But like I said, Keisha Knight was one of my first crushes. You know what I'm saying? Because me and her was around the same age. You know what I'm saying? Damn, Malcolm gone. You know, when you hear about people like that you grew up with dying, it kind of, especially, you know, I don't know not one person, not just black, that didn't watch the Cosby Show when it was on television, didn't watch that show every Thursday night. You gotta think, this is for the internet, for cell phones and all that stuff. So TV was our social media back then, 80s and 90s. So, and back then you didn't have nothing to record. I mean, like, people had VCRs, but for the most part, you had to be home to catch the Cosby Show at 8 o'clock on, that's funny, I know the time slot. You had to catch the Cosby Show at 8 o'clock on Thursday nights on NBC. It's funny, I know the time slot and the whole nine, because that was my show. Come on, everybody loved the Cosby Show. And you felt like you were part of the family. You felt like you were friends with Theo and Denise and Vanessa and Rudy, you know. You felt like you knew Peter, even though Peter didn't, you know, Peter was Rudy's little white friend that would get scared and he would run out the house, little fat little white boy. You felt like you knew him. You felt like you knew all, you know, you felt like Claire felt like your auntie or your mom that would chastise you real slick, but didn't cuss. Because she would check you, but then cuss and be real classy with it. You know what I'm saying? How she would check Alvin, and just, you know, the stuff that he would go through with Theo, you know. You know, a lot of the early episodes, they would have like the interaction between Heathcliff, Bill Cosby's character, and Theo. You know, damn, rest in peace to Malcolm, 54, young man, 54 years old. I wonder I'm curious about, like, where did it happen? How did it happen? How did he, you know, did he not know how to swim? Was he too far out in the ocean? Did he get tired or something? Like, what transpired for Malcolm to drown, you know? Even that's why I don't mess around, man. You know, I can swim. I know how to swim, but I haven't did anything athletically in years. So to keep that breath up, you got to be able to breathe. And then even you ever tried to you ever hopped into deep water and try to stay afloat? You constantly just moving your arms and legs to keep from going down. You know, sometimes people say you just lay there and just float, but and then, you know, you get, you know, just let you know, you can put your body at a certain angle and just float. But for the most part, especially like ocean water, you know, maybe he was, you know, those currents that take you under. A lot of people drown. If he was at a beach place, I don't know where it happened at, but if he was at a beach location or something, and those I almost got drug in by a current one time. I was a kid and my family went to the beach. I might have been maybe 11 or 12 years old, and I was trying to be like the grown-ups, trying to go out and swim out far. Swimming in the ocean is way different than swimming in a lake and a swimming pool, because the water is moving and it's pulling and it's dragging, it's moving around. My ass, being a kid, I think I was like 11 years old, I go out into at the beach, go out into the ocean, just going out. I don't want to be with the big boys, because all the teenagers that could swim real good, they were swimming far out. I had just learned how to swim at like 10, 11 years old, so I'm trying to be out there with them, and I didn't know about the current, and that shit was pulling me out deeper. I was like, oh shit, and I felt myself being dragged. I put my feet, I had enough feet room to kind of grab my toe, you know, to plant my toes in the sand, and it kind of stopped me from going. But I felt the water pulling me more out, and that shit scared the hell out of me. And I backed up. I said, "Oh, let me get my ass back to the shore." That was that close to me being drowned. I ended up talking to a friend of mine who was a lifeguard. He said, "Oh yeah," he said, "that happens a lot. That undercurrent drags people under and drown them all the time." He's like, a lot of times when we not on shift, you know what I'm saying? He said a lot of times that happens. They get drug over. He said a lot of times we can save them. He said a lot of times we can't save them, but a lot of times we can't, because they be too far out and we can't get to them. You know what I'm saying? But he said a lot of times we can throw that thing, you know, that thing they carry, you know, that they used to have on that show, Baywatch, that red thing they be running with. They throw that out to just kind of, if they can't get you to you, so you can grab it and have something to hold on to before you get drug in, and you can float on it. But he said a lot of times we can't make it. He said not a lot of times, but he said sometimes we can't make it because they be too far out and they drown. So I don't know. I don't know whether that's how Malcolm passed away, but damn, rest in peace to that brother, man. That kind of, when I saw that, oh, that can't be right. You know what I'm saying? And I started seeing more and more posts and posts. I said, yes, got to be true. So damn. Malcolm Jamal Warner's gone, man. Rest in peace to that brother, man. It hurt my heart. Let's talk about it in the comments. Hit the thumbs up button.